All right, thank you so much for joining us. This is such a fascinating case, this making a murder, that, I mean, literally everywhere you go to dinner, you hear people talking about it. It's water cooler talk. Why do you think this has gotten so much traction?
I think it's on two levels. One is sort of the micro level. People want to be a sleuth and they want to come up with their own theory of what really happened because things just aren't totally making sense for people. And then I think there's more the macro level, which is that there's this outcry of this, alleged miscarriage of justice, that the legal system let this man down and his nephew. And so I think you've got a couple of things going on here, the mystery, and then just did the system fail?
Let's talk more about the interviews that you guys were able to do and what we're going to see on Dateline. I understand that you guys have some information and some interviews that have never been seen before.
We do. Well, we went back into the vault because we actually covered this case 10 years ago. So we have an interview with Penny Burnson. She's the original victim from the sex assault case that Avery was wrongfully convicted in, and she has a very powerful interview. We also interview the former DA, Ken Kratz. He has a surprising admission in this hour that I thought was surprising myself. We interview the defense attorney, Jerry Buting. We interview Stephen Avery's cousin. We have a blood collection expert, a phlebotomist, who breaks down that aha moment, if you've seen the documentary, where they think Stephen Avery's being framed because of that blood vial. So he breaks that down for us. And so there's just lots of little moments that are going to make you think. If you've seen the documentary, if you haven't, we're just going to boil down the case A to Z for you, and now you're going to know what everyone's talking about.
All right, so when you went into these interviews and you went into doing this story as a journalist, were you surprised by some of the conclusions that were drawn and some of the things that you guys were able to dig up and find?
I think that everyone's just so sure about their side. Ken Kratz is sure the right man is behind bars, and the right, well, he was a young man at the time, Brendan Dassey. And then you have Jerry Buting, who is convinced that Stephen Avery is innocent. And everyone you talk to is just so sure that they have the right answers about what happened. And that's what's so confusing about this whole thing, is that every time I talked to someone new, it would change my mind. And then it would change back, and then it would change again, and then I came up with this other theory, and so it's one of those things that really makes you think, and it kind of is annoying that you just want to know for sure exactly what happened.
I agree. I feel the same way. I just want to know the truth. I've heard so much about it.
Why do we care so much?
I know. It just come to that point. And when can we see this on Dateline?
Dateline, 10/9 Central.
All right. Andrea, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.